Hey everyone, I'm Brian Batacci, and I wanted to update you guys on the progress of the Subaru build. I know it's been a long time since anything's been posted, and I just wanted to keep you guys up to date. So last year, after the final event of this rallycross season, I got held up with some other personal stuff, and I got a little behind. But now we're getting back on track, and hopefully I'm going to be starting this build real soon. So as you can see, I've been saving up parts. Hopefully I'm getting there. So as you can see, for starters, I've got two full containment Sparco seats with their seat bracket mounts. I also picked up a couple of Sparco 6-point harnesses. And next thing on my required items list is the safety triangles. I got 3 of those on Amazon for, you know, 20 bucks or whatever. Just one of the required items. I also got a pair of these Sparco Toe Straps. Honestly, I didn't need to spend the money on these probably, but I do like the idea of the soft material. I hope these are going to be strong enough. The webbing's not as thick as I thought it would be, but I do like the fact that they use webbing for them because, you know, if you hit something in the front, if you use a metal one, you might bend it up and not be able to use it. After that, another required item is the hood pins. Got these as well. Rally spill kit. I picked this up. Now I hear you might not be required to have them anymore, but I had already gotten it while they were required. Another item I picked up was like the standard first aid kit. You know, this is like the one that's most commonly used. One thing I was a little annoyed about was it's supposed to be, you know, the regulation rally first aid kit, yet it's not exactly legal. It's missing 1 or 2 things for Rally America and NASA Rally Sport, which is kind of random. I'm not sure if I mentioned already, but the Sparco full containment seats, if there's one area I don't mind spending extra money, that's the safety equipment. And you know, I tried sitting in a bunch of different seats, and I really like these, and they're pretty comfortable for bigger people too. So if I've got, you know, a 220-pound co-driver, they should be fine. Another item on the safety list is a helmet. I got this really nice Stilo helmet. It's, once again, one area I would not ever want to skimp. I've learned the hard way. So yeah, there's that. Then I also got a Sparco fire suit, which is, you know, nothing super fancy. If I could do it over again, maybe I would have saved a little extra money for the newer single layer suit, the black and green one. And then the Hans I've had for a couple years. More required items, toe strap. I also, you know, I found it on sale during the spring, just a little snow shovel in case I'm doing snow events and getting stuck. Hopefully I won't have to use the toe strap or shovel, but it's good to have them. Also, I got mud flaps for free from in a shell I purchased as a backup just in case. Some other fancier items, like the clutch is going out in this car right now, so I picked up an NEDiv clutch, a 3-puck. You know, everyone's got their own opinion on clutches. This is a very aggressive clutch, but it's light, and I don't care. So, a few other things I'd gotten. I've got a Fidanza flywheel already in the car. It's a lightweight flywheel. It's like 9.5 pounds. And a few other things. If I do decide to go turbo, I'm still not sure what route I'm going to go. I know I should probably go open light, non-turbo, but I can run NASA with a turbo, so if I do decide to do that, I've got a 34mm restrictor. I got a gift certificate to like Grainger a few years ago, and they have these trolling motor quick disconnects, and I figured it'd be perfect for light pods if I build one or buy one. It can go all the way down to like 6 gauge wire, 6 to 12 gauge wire, and it's for marine use, so it should be great in water and wet conditions. A few other luxury items which are definitely not necessary at first. I got NRG quick disconnect or hub adapter, and this is a really nice piece I got from Go Race. It's a quick disconnect steering wheel quick disconnect, and you don't need one of these, but if you're gonna get one, I feel like go quality on this piece. I've seen so many videos of people losing their steering wheels halfway into a stage, and figure if you're going to get one, get a good one. Another really nice thing, I mean, this is a nice piece. I haven't gotten any significant use out of it yet, but I'm going to be hooking it up shortly. It's really nice because it auto keys itself or indexes itself, so you just put your steering wheel on and turn it, and it automatically locks to the same position. So you don't, lock your steering wheel on and it's when you're going straight, it's sideways. So this is really nice. I think I got that from Demon Tweaks. Another thing is this OMP steering wheel. Great, really nice luxury piece. Obviously not necessary. Other stuff. I've had this for a few years. Sheet metal intake manifold. I'm not sure. I probably won't use it because I've got a feeling with the restrictor, it will do nothing but give me more lag. But it's an option. When I am doing the full build, though, I have been saving some items. Basically, a full gasket set and timing belt kit. And I've also got these Gates Racing high performance belts. Although I hear bad things about the timing belt. The blue one, the blue apparently comes off of the belt after a little while and gums up the idler pulleys and stuff. That's what I hear, so I probably won't use that. If anyone knows anything more about it, please let me know in the comments. And yeah, just like the full engine gasket set, spark plugs. I'll probably be picking up a couple other small engine parts when I've got it out, like that one rubber boot leading to the turbo. Those, as I understand, have a tendency to get ripped up and stuff. And then I've got a set of Flonic spacers, which aren't a big deal. And trunk pins, another non-huge priority item. And one other thing, it's not a priority to get a nice one, but I almost think it is a good quality intercom amp. You could, have all the best safety equipment and driving perfectly, but if you can't hear your notes right, you're going to go off and crash, and then that's going to be expensive. So, other things, every time I do a cage, I try to pick up a couple new tools that make my life easier. The first cage I did, I just got it pre-bent, just the main hoop and the A-pillar bars bent, and basically notched everything myself with just a Sawzall and 4.5-inch grinder. And it's doable, but it's a huge pain. So every time I do a cage, I try to get a couple new tools to help me out. The last cage I did, I got a tubing notcher, which was huge. And this one, I'm really splurging because I'm going to be doing my first time bending a cage myself. So I got the JD squared bender and hydraulic setup. So that's going to be real nice, really nice. And I've got, my bunch of consumables I picked up, my welding gas, spare blades, and these polycarbide abrasive wheels are awesome. I highly recommend them to anybody as long as you've got real good protective gear, because they will mess you up if they come flying apart or you touch your glove. Like, they'll rip right through your gloves and fingers real fast, so be careful. But they remove material really quickly. They're nice. And a few other things like just respirator, spare respirator cartridges. And here's one of the items I bought years ago, which is a set of Mishimoto hoses. I figure that's just a great reliability thing, and I think it's guaranteed for life, which is great about Mishimoto. A couple other small items like these safety goggles. I've had some bad experiences with getting metal in my eyes and stuff, and I always go through a set or two of these just to get messed up while I'm going. But these are pretty nice ones. I got them for like $10 a pair on Amazon, I think, through Uvex, I guess. And these are really nice. They don't fog up much, and they're full wraparound. I've had regular safety glasses, the sparks, hit you in the head or come around the glasses and get into your eyes, and it can be quite painful. Then just a couple, full thing of Sawzall blades, and good pair of gloves, and I usually go through at least a set of welding gloves per cage, just because you burn through. And one thing that's always annoyed me, speaking of those new tools I get for each build, I've always used stuff like these magnets or tape or string, or trying to hold tubes up when I'm putting the cage together, especially the main tube and door tubes and stuff. And I'll always get a bunch of these set up to try to hold the tube in place while I'm welding, and right as I'm about to start welding, the whole thing falls apart and falls on me or something. So I invested in this guy. It's got a couple strong magnets that you can turn on and off, and you can adjust the angle so you can, put a tube up, lock it in place on the floor, and it'll hold the tube in place. I tested it out a little bit, and it's a really nice tool. I got these last year sometime. I have yet to use this guy yet, but I'm excited. In the past, I've got a Lincoln Electric SP 135 Plus. It's a little 120 volt welder, but it's done the job for the couple cages I've built, and I've literally tested them. One thing I always struggled with though is the last gun I had, the trigger wouldn't always work. You'd have to like kind of put side pressure on it sometimes to get it to shoot. So I got this new one, and one thing I'm really excited about is it's got a flex head. So when you're trying to get those tubes down in like, tight spaces, especially like the front down bars and the main hoop, like down against the body in that corner, it can be really hard to get in there. So this should be nice to, get those odd angles. I mean, you can see it. It's got a lot. You can really flex it. Another thing is my old ground clamp. It wasn't quite big enough for 1.75 inch tubing, which was really frustrating. I'd have to like super pry it and kind of pry it apart. So I picked up this mag switch ground clamp. It was kind of pricey, and it's not as magnetic on flat surfaces as I'd like it to be, but we'll see how it works. Hopefully with the tube kind of in that groove, it should be pretty magnetic and stable. So it also doubles as you can use it as one more magnet to hold the piece in place. So this should be nice. I'm really excited about this stuff. So at this point, I've got just about all the big stuff. The last few remaining items I've got is I need fire suppression. So I need 2 fire extinguishers, or a fire extinguisher and a fire suppression system. I need my car markings, a kill switch, underbody protection, and then the actual raw tubing. Another couple things that would be nice would be a 1.5 inch die for the bender, because you can have some tubes smaller than the 1.75 inch requirement. It'd be nice. It's not required. We'll see what happens with that. Another thing I'd really like, but I'm not sure I'll be getting, is a pedal box. It'd be nice to do it during the build so I can, build around it and figure out exactly where my position will be and everything. We'll see if I can find the budget for it. But that's pretty much it on that front. Obviously, I got another set of takeoff tires as well. These are the ones I've been running, but I got another set. The beads are pretty messed up. I hear I can use window weld to help seal them up. We'll see how that works. It wasn't quite what I was hoping for, but hopefully they'll get the job done. Other than that, I've been doing some rallycross recently. Since this car, I've been worried about it needs some gaskets. Basically, it's got some oil leaks that are getting bad, and the clutch is going out. So I'm a little worried about running it. But in 2 weeks from now, there's Eastern national challenge for rallycross. It's the only one on the East Coast this year. I think there's already 4 rallycross national champions signed up. So I'm going to try to run this one more time if I can get a seat and harness temporarily in the car. I'd really like to see how I compete against some of the top drivers in the country, and it would just be a blast. Otherwise, I'll do what I've been doing lately. I'm gonna try to post a couple of those videos too from my in-car from driving recently. It's better than nothing. At least I'm staying, sharp. I was really worried about not being in the car for a while and losing some of the driving skills I've been practicing. So, I still got a lot to work on before I get on stage. I'm still, having trouble, especially with my hand work. I feel like my hands are moving too fast. If anyone's got any ideas on that, please let me know. But I've been having a good time, and now that I've finally gotten back onto this project, hopefully within the next 6 weeks I'll be started on the actual build, tearing the car down, getting the cage and all that stuff in, and seeing where I'm going. A few other questions I've got is, what am I going to build the car? What spec? Am I going to go open light with it? Open light, I could do something with the center diff and go 2-wheel drive, but I don't think I'm going to do that at this point. It's going to either be open light. I could build to the NLO class for Rally America, which looks like it's getting some more people in it, or just build it to open spec and run it with NASA. Either NLO or open would have to be NASA for my first coefficients to run Rally America later. I know like the consensus is I should be going open light to get my driver skill up, but honestly it'd be easier just to throw a turbo restrictor in it than either putting pistons in it to do a naturally aspirated motor with this block, or put a 2.5 RS motor in it or something. It'd be a lot more work than just tossing a restrictor and a tune on it and going. I'll figure something out, we'll see. But yeah, I still would like to get my driving skill up a little. If anyone's got any good ideas on slowing your handwork down, please let me know. If you look at a couple of my other videos, I'm still trying to get my hands slowed down. I think that could really improve my times and my driving. Other than that, that's pretty much all I can think of at the moment. Yeah, that's about it. Well, I got you though. There's one person I would love you to check out their page. The page is called TWRX or T/WRX. I'll link it in the description of the video. I met a guy named Chuck last year, rallycrossing, really cool guy. He was just getting into building a YouTube page. We found out we were both like into YouTube or building our own pages. His is much better than mine. You should really go check it out. I've been meaning to link his page in my videos for a while. And hope you guys like the update. Let me know what you think. Thanks a lot.